Hello artist friends! In today's video we'll be painting these leaves together. They were so fun to paint. They're really relaxing. You get to practice your brush strokes, you get to practice color mixing and have a relaxing, calming self-care time as well. So if you want to paint along with me, keep watching the video. Hey friends, today we are gonna do a little leaf practice. So here are some leaves paintings, or rather just warm-up practice that I've done in the past just for fun, and this one I'm actually doing it for my in-person workshop. And I wanted to create an actual, like, a new piece right here and recreate it for you guys. And yeah, I thought, why not we'll just film a video so that you can follow along. This is a wonderful practice if you want to just really connect to your brush, connect to the water, connect to the colors. And as you can see, they're actually multicolored, so it's also a lesson in color mixing as well. So I can't wait to get started. Let's go. Let's talk about the supplies. I am using my 100% cotton cold press medium watercolor paper, 9 by 12. I have a 15% code for all medium products. Go and check it out in the description below. I really recommend this paper. It is up there with all of the famous brands. Seriously, I cannot see myself using any other 100% cotton paper. So for my paints, I'm actually using my Paul Rubens Floral set. I actually just did a review video on this last week. So if you want to go check it out, I'll link it in the description below. I swatched and reviewed this set that I received from Paul Rubens almost a year ago now. I feel really bad. It just took me a long time to open it up. And I'm pretty pleased with a lot of the colors in here. So yeah, go watch that one. Also, I have an affiliate link for this set in the description below if you are interested. And then for my brush, I'm just using a size 10 round Princeton Velvet Touch. So I like to use minimum a size 8 really. 10, 12 is actually my favorite round size, but I'll be using my size 10 for this one. Let's get started. So I am thinking, oops, don't mind me, that's the sound of my printer. I am thinking of making something like this. So it'll be a really cute piece where I have like diagonal, sort of like, not diagonal, I'll just have, you know, leaves pointing in different directions. And I'll start a couple of big ones in the middle just to get me going. So I'm not sure what the final outcome will be, but that's how I like to go. I'm using this brown here, which, let me see, I believe this is Van Dyke brown. So this set doesn't have a burnt umber, which is a little bit disappointing, but I'm trying to make it work with the other colors that I have. So Van Dyke brown. And then because I want to paint a thin line, I always probably need to tilt my paper a little bit. So this is not cheating. You can do whatever you like. So I'm just going to tilt the paper a little bit. I'm going to start one here. Nice dark brown. And then I'm going to wash off my paint completely and just go and grab this one, which is a hooker's green. It doesn't have a sap green either. I know it's a strange thing in a floral palette, but this hooker's green deep is actually really beautiful. It's actually a very like mossy dark green. So I touched a bit of that brown to just pull out a leaf. So thin, put down the pressure and then lift. And you don't have to make it perfect. Just get in some nice thin strokes. This is the first painting I'm doing today, so I'm just, you know, warming up my brush, warming up my fingers. I'm just trying to breathe into the painting. Okay, I'm gonna grab some nickel yellow and mix it in, because this nickel yellow is actually a really nice mixture. And look at that, it makes a beautiful kind of green gold. All right, so for this first leaf, I maybe will not mix too many crazy colors in. That's it. Maybe I'll pop in a little indigo into the mixture. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. And of course, like if I were to do this again, I'll probably tell you to make the leaves at the top a bit smaller and the leaves below a bit longer, but it's fine. See, I've been painting this for so long and yet I still make these mistakes, okay? So that's really cute. I like that. Let's add another one here. So I'm gonna add another long, thin line and I'm gonna turn it around and I'm gonna work this way now. So gonna grab this green here, which is actually olive green. And I'm gonna start, maybe I'll start at the bottom this time. And I want to vary my values as well. So make some leaves really dark. So those two are quite light. So I'm gonna really darken my value here. I'm gonna grab really thick saturation of the hookahs and then see what happens. See, check out that bleed there. It's really nice. I did not intend for that to happen, but I actually kind of like that. And I'm gonna just drop in here as well. See what that looks like. Beautiful. So, all right, so that has bled really, really nicely. I actually really like it. I'm gonna drop a little bit of this yellow sienna deep and see what happens there. Right, so that that leaf went really, really big. But yeah, my whole point, whoops, I dropped a bit of paint on that leaf, but I'm just gonna paint that in here. All right. No drama, no drama. So the whole point of this exercise is to get loose, practice leaves. Don't worry about imperfection. Don't worry about mistakes because you're always going to make mistakes. And to be honest, the mistakes are what make all this really, really pretty. All right, so now I have to ask myself, do I going to paint this direction or this direction? And just for the fun of it, I'm just going to turn around. So now I'm going to start adding maybe a bit of yellow. So this is Indian yellow. Is it called Indian yellow? Sorry, I can't remember now. Yes, this is Indian yellow, which is very like a gamboge. Actually, sorry, I'm going to start sort of like my leaves this way. Then I'm going to drop a bit of this permanent yellow. So playing with the yellows now. And then maybe a little bit of this Chinese red. Who says you cannot add red to your leaves, right? I'm gonna get a really big wad of this olive green. So I'm just... And don't be afraid to touch the other leaf. So for example, if you accidentally touch this leaf, that's okay. But I mean, it depends what you want this painting. If you want this painting to be very, very perfect, geometric, yada yada, then don't. But I don't mind. So I've got a bit of the emerald green here, which I haven't used yet. And you notice how bright that is. So that's cool. All right, let's... Yeah, what I'm saying is like, you're not going to make a perfectly harmonized painting. That's not my goal. My goal is just to practice leaves, and whatever painting I get out of it is just a result of my practice. All right, so just keep going. What direction should we go now? So this way. I'm going to introduce a little bit of this cobalt blue into the yellow. So you can even try mixing your yellows and your blues to see what greens emerge. So a bit of that yellow here. Oh God, I'm totally destroying that yellow, and that's really nice. So I've got a yellow. Let's clean that up a bit. There we go. Yellow and cobalt blue makes a really sweet yellowish green, depending on how much blue you use, maybe a bit more blue. So there we go, just your color mixing and leaf practice at the same time. Okay, keep going. I'm just going to add one more here. We're going to make it smaller as we, as whatever space we have left. And then maybe this one I'm going to use a couple of the reds. So this one here is rose red, permanent rose. And I touched a bit of indigo there, but I'm just going to drag that into this. That's a really cool, dark, moody blue. And then also practice maybe your leaf strokes from the stem going out and maybe from the out going in. So that one I almost just use water as well. All right, so I apologize if sometimes I feel like I'm going really fast, but I paint very quick and intuitively, so sometimes my description on what I'm doing comes after me doing it. And then I use a bit of lavender there, yeah. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to put one here, and this one I'm going to do it this way now. Okay, maybe I'll try a bit of this turquoise and mixing in with this mixture here. Oh my God, so cute. So making smaller and smaller. Dropping in some yellow there. No hurry. Touching the leaves as we go. One more here. I really like this how it's turned out. Like using the colors that I don't normally use. So yeah, you start to notice the difference, I'm gonna try and go for that lavender again, just to have a bit of, what do you call? A bit of symmetry, a bit of like mirroring going on. I'm gonna grab some of this violet, which I haven't used yet. I likey, me likey. So for some reason, these muted tones are speaking to me. I'm gonna grab some of that yellow sienna as well now, and then some of the indigo. So look how different these are with the ones in the middle. I'm not trying to control anything. I'm not making any intentional marks or intentional color mixes. Of course, you could go about this with what do you call, restricted palette. You know, choose only 4 colors, and then you paint with those 4 colors. And of course, you make a more harmonized painting. But I just received this palette and I'm having fun with it, so I'm not going to constrict myself to any kind of rules. Okay, I haven't used the opera yet. Well, it's called Peach Light in this palette, but to me it's Opera Rose. And I really like that. Okay, so I could stop here, or let me see. Can I keep going? Can I just add tiny more? Why not? You know, paper is not cheap, so I recommend using up all the paper that you have on your palette. Okay, some nickel yellow, and it's gonna make these smaller now, just cute little small. So alternating the hue, alternating the value, as I always tell my students to do when it comes to leaves. Let's do another one here. So also notice all 3 of them facing that way, so this one's gonna definitely face this way. Okay, this really bright green, what's it called? Permanent green. I wouldn't be drawn to using it usually, but I'm gonna go for it. And then a bit of the emerald green. Okay, sharpen that leaf a little bit. All right, so use your own sense of composition to decide when you should stop. I'm just going to drag a little stem down so that it just feels more even. I feel like I need one more small one somewhere. Here, here, here. Those are the only options of space. And I think I'll put it here because if it's here, or maybe I'll put it on both sides. I don't know. This can go on forever. as you can tell. You can go smaller and smaller and smaller. But let me know in the comments if you're having fun. And I don't usually do these I don't usually do these tutorials here on YouTube anymore. They mostly live on my Patreon, but once in a while, like a really soothing leaves one like this, I will put it on YouTube. So please check out my Patreon. I'll link it in the description below if you are keen on painting more with me and learning this intuitive, freeing, non-restrictive way that I enjoy painting in. And, you know, putting priority in flow, fun, connection, relaxation, rather than perfection. All right. So there we have it. I think I'll stop here. I like it really a lot. I think it's cute. And you can see how it evolved from a very basic ferny thing to it just got more and more fun, more and more complex, and you can have any version of this. This is very green base. You can have a very purpley one. You can have a very pinky one. And this is endless of fun, relaxation, de-stress. You can put this up in a frame. It is super cute. All right. Thanks for joining me. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the painting. Please tag me on Instagram if you do post it. I'd love to see your version. Otherwise, check out my Patreon, sign up for my mailing list and all the things. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye.